Okay, we are live. What is up, everybody? My name is Eric Thane, and welcome to the webinar today. Oh, I'm so excited for this. This is going to be awesome. You guys, let me know. Everybody, tune in on the chat. Chime in. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Where's everybody at? If you guys can hear me, if you can see my slides here on the screen. You should be able to see my slides. You should be able to hear me. If everything's working and everything's good, feel free. Go ahead and just post in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. That way I know that everything's working as soon as I see those chat messages coming in, and then we can go ahead and get started. Some quick housekeeping things before we jump right into everything. If you have any trouble throughout the webinar, sometimes people get disconnected or whatever happens. If anything happens, just refresh the page. That usually solves every problem. There's also, I think, like a blue refresh button or reconnect button at the bottom. You can click on that as well. It basically does the same thing. And then do me a favor, if somebody is asking in the chat and I don't see it while I'm presenting, if they're having troubles, just do me a favor and you guys just respond to them and tell them to do that, okay? So if there's any issues, just refresh the page and that'll fix everything. Just so you guys know, this webinar is going to be about an hour long. We're going to be going through some really cool stuff. And if you have questions throughout, you can ask them in the chat. These are always way more fun when we get to engage and we get to chat and talk and I get to answer your questions, that kind of thing. So I want this to be interactive. I want there to be communication between us so we can chat and talk. I don't always catch everything while I'm presenting all the questions, and so we will do Q&A at the end for anything that I've missed throughout the presentation. But just so you guys know, you can post your questions in the chat. All right, so we got quite a few of you here, actually. Chris, what's up, man, from Vancouver? We got Ben from Portland, Brian from Los Angeles, Tom from Lexington, another Tom from Orange County, Orange, California, Victor from Chicago, Manuel from Manuel, just Manuel, and then Greg from Belfair. What's up, guys? How you all doing? Again, thanks for jumping on. Let's go ahead and jump into the content here. And again, if you have questions or whatever, feel free to post in the chat. I will try to watch it as much as I can throughout the presentation, but I don't always catch everything. So we will do Q&A at the end as well. All right, you guys pumped for this? Are you guys excited? All right, let's do this. Okay, so today what we're going to be talking about, as you guys know, is this: how to create cinematic videos and attract high-paying clients without spending a dime on new camera gear, even if you're just starting out. How many of you guys are worried that in order to be a professional filmmaker, in order to create cinematic videos, you have to work with expensive stuff? Yeah, that's a common belief that I see among filmmakers, and maybe not even consciously you believe that, but maybe subconsciously you're kind of like wanting to buy those expensive cameras, or maybe you're not. You're worried that you can't because you can't afford those cameras. That you're not going to ever be able to make it, or you're just starting out. I'm going to help you kind of allay those fears. I'm going to help you kind of calm down about it, understand that like there is a process for doing this and a system that you can follow where you can create cinematic videos in your business. You can get high paying clients, even if you're just starting out and even if you don't have a lot of camera gear. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that here today. First off, I wanted to start out talking about what every filmmaker wants. And this is what I've kind of taken everything, all of our goals, and kind of distilled it down into two things. And one is to create beautiful films. Okay, as filmmakers, we have this desire, this internal desire to be self-fulfilled by the work that we do. Okay, all artists are kind of that way. We want to be able to create beautiful work that fulfills us on the inside. But then the second thing is, and to make money doing it, right? Because you could create really beautiful work and not making money at it, and you're not going to last very long, right? Because it's an expensive industry. Like, you've got to be able to build up the money in order to be able to grow in this industry. But on the flip side, if you're making really good money, making whatever, like corporate videos or whatever, but you're not happy with the work you're producing, that's a recipe for burnout, right? And so again, you're not going to last very long. And so my goal today is to help you to do exactly this. Basically, my goal today is help you if you're in one of two different camps. One is if you already have a business and clients. So maybe you're shooting commercials, real estate, wedding, music videos, travel videos, whatever kind of videos you're shooting. I'm going to help you take this process I'm going to show you today and take your business to the next level with it. And if you don't have clients, that's okay. I'm going to help you to get started on the right foot and save yourself from making a lot of mistakes that I made when I was starting out. And In fact, let's do a quick poll here because I want to see kind of where everybody's at. If you already have a business and clients, type a 1 in the chat. So I know who here has a business already. Type the number 1. So maybe you've already got some clients. Maybe they're not paying you as much as you want, but you're trying to grow your business. And then type a number 2 if you don't have a business yet. So if you're not working with clients, but you want to start working with clients. Okay, so we got some 1s coming in. We got some people here that already have a business. That's good. Let's see what else comes through. Okay, so far I'm seeing all 1s. So that's awesome. And okay, there's some 2s. Yeah, okay, so we got a couple 2s. You know, maybe you don't quite have a business yet or not working with clients yet, but you want to start working with clients. So we probably have about like 75% of you already have a business. You got some clients, maybe 25%. I'm not actually counting these up, but looking at it looks like about 75-25% split. So that's awesome. You're all in the right place. This is everything that I teach today is going to be focused on these 2 groups of people. Okay, so it's going to help both of you. All right. For those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Eric Thane. I am a professional director, DP, and entrepreneur. I've been making videos ever since I was a little kid, and apparently was a Broncos fan at the same time. And but I didn't start my business officially until about 5 years ago. And over time, if you guys know my story, I've kind of I started out as a videographer, as a freelance videographer, built a 6-figure production agency, and then over the last few years, I've been teaching cinematography actually to people like you, and I've had the opportunity to work with thousands of filmmakers across the country. And so this has become my full-time thing, working with you guys, but I still have clients. I still run my production company, so I am a working filmmaker, and I actually do this stuff that I'm teaching you. Imagine that. A few years ago, when I was getting into videography, this was probably like 2012, when I was just starting to get into videography. I bought my first camera, and I had a T2i, and then it was probably like a year or so later than that when I actually bought this camera, the Canon 5D Mark III. How many of you guys started out on a Canon 5D Mark III or Mark II? Maybe some of you, or maybe some of you started out on a Canon T2i. So those are the cameras that I started out, and this was the first one that I actually bought. The T2i was a present from my parents. But when I bought this camera, I started getting into video seriously and started, thinking, I could get people to hire me for this, and I actually went and started a company with a friend of mine. And for most of that year, we were working together. We did pretty well. We were creating YouTube content primarily for musicians. We were so we had all these musicians coming to us. We weren't making a ton of money, but like it was more than I had made previously on other like business ventures that I had tried. And so we're doing pretty well. We're having fun. Everything's going really well. But at the end of the year, I just wasn't really feeling that fulfilled with the business. I've always been kind of, well, not kind of, but I've always been really entrepreneurially minded and wanted to run my own business. And so working in the partnership just wasn't working for me. I wanted to live a free lifestyle. And so I decided it was probably best for me to branch out on my own. And so I decided, you know what? I can go out and get clients. I know how to make videos. I know how to get clients. I'll just go out there and I'll just go and get all my own clients and start doing my own thing. And unfortunately, that didn't go as well as I thought. And it was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. The next few months were some of the hardest of my life because I was starting completely from scratch. And I had forgotten what it felt like to start completely from scratch and to try and get clients and to try and build things up and to get things going with the camera and everything. And so it was just really hard. And to make it even worse, like all of my best work that I had done over the last year was with my business partner, which he kind of took that business and ran with it. So I didn't have a portfolio. I didn't have any work to show. I didn't have any clients. I had no business. And I think the hardest part was that I also had to watch him continuing to work with our clients and continuing to be successful while I was just like struggling, trying to do my own thing. And I struggled big time. And it was really, really hard for a few months. Now, there was one thing that was going really well in my life, and it was that I was just about to get married to my now wife. So we were looking forward to the wedding date. We were getting ready, kind of planning for that. And, things were not going well already, and I was struggling. She was starting to support me because she had a full-time job. And so like I was living off of her income. And in the midst of all of this, when I was already struggling and things were going bad, I got this letter from my tax guy that said that I owed $6,909 in taxes from the previous year with my business partner. And I just could not believe it. I didn't know what I was going to do. So you guys know this was just about everything I had in my bank account. And I remember just sitting there holding my laptop, looking at this email, just like slumped over on the couch, just like, what am I going to do? I was about to get married. I was about to move into a new apartment that was going to cost me 3 times as much because I was getting married. I had to start making quarterly tax payments. I had all these things happening and I was just broke. I didn't know what to do. And I remember sitting there thinking, if I'm going to do this long term, if I'm going to be an entrepreneur, if I'm going to be a filmmaker, I have to figure out a way to make it more profitable. Otherwise, I've got to go get a 9-to-5 job. Like I can't just continue living being the starving artist. Okay. I love the art and I love creating films, but like I've got to be able to make money at this. I have a family to support. And if I can't do that, I've got to go get a 9-to-5 job. And to me as an entrepreneur, that would be like the ultimate failure to me to have to go and get a job. Okay. And so I decided to dig in my heels and make it happen. And I just got to work and started making things happen. I was living off my wife's income, which was embarrassing to me. Like just as a man, like I wanted to be the breadwinner for the family. And I was just kind of failing at that. And I just got married and I'm trying to impress her parents and it wasn't going well. So I dug in. I decided I'm gonna make this happen. And about 6 months went by. I got a few jobs here and there. Nothing really good, but like at least something to like kind of help support the family. And then about 6 months later, I ended up reconnecting with a friend of mine that I hadn't talked to in years. And his name was Oliver, and Oliver was a producer, and he had worked on videos with directors and cinematographers that were shooting $1 million commercials, just like the ones you see here. I knew Oliver from previous work that I was doing in like graphic design and stuff. And I had totally forgotten that he worked in the film industry. And so when I transitioned into this industry, at this point, I was like, I should reach out to him again. And so I started talking to him and we became good friends and started hanging out and eventually started working on projects together. And one time I told him a little bit about what I was struggling with in my business. And I asked him, I said, what is it that these other guys that are shooting these amazing commercials for these huge brands, what is it that they're doing that's making them so successful? And he said, you know what? I'll tell you exactly what they're doing that separates them from every other videographer out there. He said, the filmmakers who are successful are the ones who are willing to put effort into this one thing. And he told me this exact strategy that these filmmakers use to get $1 million clients. And so you know what I did? I took that strategy, I applied it to my work and my business. And guess what? In the next 12 months, I almost tripled my revenue and I made 6 figures for the first time in my life as a filmmaker. And it wasn't just about the money. I felt fulfilled being an entrepreneur and being able to support my family. And more important than anything, I felt like I was finally creating beautiful, meaningful work that I was proud of and that made me happy. So how many of you guys want to know what he told me, what the strategy was that Oliver shared with me? Okay, because that's what we're going to be talking about today. All right, so let's jump into it. I basically split this into 3 secrets that I'm going to go into to help you guys kind of understand the strategy and the process of doing this system. Okay, so secret number 1 is how to ethically steal $1 million video ideas from other filmmakers and use them in your own videos for free. Number 2, how to create high-value cinematic videos, even if you don't have much experience or a good camera, or even if you don't have a camera at all. And secret number 3, how to get the high-paying clients in your area to hire you instead of your competitors. All right, now let's jump into it. You guys excited about this? Secrets, yes, Tom. Okay, let's do it. Secret number 1, how to ethically steal $1 million video ideas from other filmmakers and use them in your videos for free. Okay, so I want you guys to think about this. How much currently are the videos in your portfolio worth? Okay, and how many of you guys would love to get a video in your portfolio that's worth $1 million? What do you think that would do for your business if you could show off? Let's say a client comes to you and says, I want to see your work, and you could show off a video that you made that's worth $1 million. That would change everything, right? Okay, well, if you guys want to do this, if you want to be able to get to this, the first thing you need to understand actually comes from one of my favorite quotes by a guy named Tony Robbins. If you guys haven't heard of Tony Robbins, he's a very successful business person, motivational speaker. I've actually seen him twice. He's incredible, really amazing person. And what Tony says is, quote, he says, if you want to achieve success, and by the way, if somebody like Tony Robbins says, if they start a sentence with, if you want to achieve success, would you guys listen to him? Yeah, I would hope so, right? So he says, if you want to achieve success, he says, all you need to do is find a way to model those who have already succeeded. Pretty simple, right? So when I was really young, I really wanted to be good at drawing. And I also love Dragon Ball Z. And so I wanted to be able to draw the Dragon Ball Z characters. And so what I did is I started out, because I wasn't good at drawing, but I wanted to be good at drawing, I actually started out tracing. So I put my paper over top of them. I would trace them. And then eventually I got good enough so that I could put my paper next to it and freehand it. And then eventually I got to the stage where after that, I was able to draw them really well. And I started creating my own creations. So as an example, I learned how to draw by modeling other successful people. See, modeling the people who are already drawing those characters and modeling them, and then I became better at drawing. And this same concept applies to filmmaking. When I was chatting with Oliver, the producer, and I told him about how my business was struggling, I asked him, I said, what are these filmmakers doing that makes them so successful? And he said, believe it or not, there are companies out there who will pay $1 million to have just a 1-minute video created for them. Okay, you guys have seen these videos, these TV commercials that these big companies will produce for a 60-second spot, and they'll pay $1 million for it. Okay, and so what these filmmakers do that he was working with is they would take the videos that companies are paying $1 million for, and then they would model the cinematic style of those videos to create their own work for their portfolio. Makes sense, right? If you want to achieve success, model those who are already successful. So if you can create the same type of video with the same quality that clients are already paying $1 million for, then your work will also be worth $1 million, right? And even if you don't charge $1 million for your work, any step closer to that would be amazing, right? What if you could just charge $10,000 for a single 60-second video? Okay. So I said, okay, I'm going to try it. And I started studying these videos that companies were paying between $100,000 and $1 million for. And I started noticing trends, ways that they were all similar. They all had a cinematic style. They were focused on storytelling. They were emotionally based. They didn't talk about the features of the company, but instead they showed the benefits of the product. And these videos are now what I like to call cinematic story videos. So I decided to try applying these similarities, the trends that I saw. I decided to try applying them to my own work. And so I got this job doing a music video for a musician friend of mine. He had a really tiny budget, but I told him, I said, I'll do it anyway, but just so you know, I'm going to do something really different than anything I've ever done for you before. And I think you're going to like it. I said, I'm going to model high-end music videos, and you just got to trust me, okay? And he said, okay, I know we're not paying you that much. I'll trust you. Just go for it. So I went ahead and I shot this video that you're seeing right here on the screen that was totally different. It told a story. It was cinematic looking. It was like this James Bond themed video. It was really cool. And this video performed so well on YouTube. It was amazing what happened. And we were shooting this music video at a luxury hotel property in Park City, Utah. As you can see the location here, pretty cool. And guess what? The managers there were so impressed with the final video that they said that they wanted to talk to me about doing a video for them, which was a huge opportunity for me at the time. Now, understand that this kind of thing had never happened for me before. Usually when I made a video for a client, it just kind of got released and then everybody was like, oh, that's cool. Like they didn't really care. I mean, how many of you guys feel that way? Like when you put a video out there and it's like people don't hate it, but also nobody really loves it. And it's just kind of like, oh, good job. You did another video. You know what I mean? It's hard, right? And that's like the hard part about being an artist and getting started. And so what happened with this video is people started suddenly reaching out to me and being like, hey, I want to do a video like this. And this big company, this luxury hotel property reached out to me and said, we want to talk to you about making a video. And I was like, okay, I think I might be onto something here, right? So anyway, I was really excited about this job and I went and met with them. And unfortunately, they told me that they also didn't have a budget. And I was like, oh boy, just like all my other clients. But because I recognized it as an opportunity to create more of the work that I wanted in my portfolio, I decided to do the video anyway for basically free, following the same formula. I modeled high-end commercials, creating a cinematic story video. And from this one video, boom, things started happening. Suddenly I started getting attention from my work, unlike anything I'd ever had before. I got connected with some luxury beach villas in the Turks and Caicos that I did some work for. I got my foot in the door with a big ad agency that I've been trying to get a hold of and that finally was interested in me. I got more and more high paying clients. And this same company, this hotel property, who didn't have a budget, remember, when I did this first video for them, this company alone has now hired me for over $70,000 worth of work. Crazy, right? And all of this happened because of this one video. Okay, I quit making standard video content like every other videographer out there, and I started modeling high-end work. Tom says, that means I don't have to have so many side jobs. Yeah, absolutely. Being able to build a business that makes it so you don't have to like have a part-time job on the side or do like side work in order to support yourself. That's awesome. Chris, are you in my head? Tom, happens too often. Yeah, absolutely. These are things that like we struggle with as filmmakers, and I totally get it. And I want to help you out of that. Okay. Okay. So now when I talk about stealing, right? We talk about stealing video ideas. I have to make a really quick disclaimer here, right? I want you to know that we're not talking about copying. Okay. I will never encourage anybody to go out and copy somebody else. No plagiarism. All right. That's never okay. Okay. So there's a specific thing that we're talking about when we talk about stealing. And I think it's best summed up by a director whose name is Jim Jarmusch. Okay. So what he said is, nothing is original. Steal from anywhere that resonates with inspiration or fuels your imagination. Devour old films, new films, music, books, paintings, photographs, poems, dreams, random conversations, architecture, bridges, street signs, trees, clouds, bodies of water, light, and shadows. Select only things to steal from that speak directly to your soul. If you do this, your work and theft will be authentic. Authenticity is invaluable. Originality is non-existent. And don't bother concealing your thievery. Celebrate it if you feel like it. In any case, always remember what Jean-Luc Godard said. It's not where you take things from, it's where you take them to. Okay, so everyone on this earth is surrounded by things and influenced by things. And the work that you surround yourself with will automatically influence the decisions you make in your work, right? The famous poet T.S. Eliot said, immature poets imitate, mature poets steal. Bad poets deface what they take, and good poets make it into something better, or at least something different. Okay, so when we talk about stealing video ideas, we're talking about modeling what's already working, not about copying someone else's ideas, okay? So you're not all gonna go out and start copying people. That's for little kids like me who are still using tracing paper, right? When I was learning how to draw, you guys are all grown up and running real businesses now, so you're gonna model what's successful and then be creative and make it your own, okay? So here's how I did it. Step one, I went out and I modeled the $1 million videos. Okay. If you're just making typical videos like everyone else, then you're going to get paid just like everyone else, which currently is not good. So to get high paying clients, what you have to do is you have to model the types of videos that clients are already paying a lot for, right? So I did this. I started studying other successful filmmakers. If they were using darker, more moody cinematic styles in their videos, then I would use a darker, more moody cinematic style in my videos. If they were making videos that told stories centering around people, then I would make videos that told stories centered around people. If they added typography and a logo at the end of their videos, then I added typography and a logo at the end of my videos. You guys see how this works? And notice I'm not copying anything. All these are my own ideas, my own stories. I'm just following the model that works to create the type of video that I already know clients are willing to pay a lot of money for. And then I took it a step further. I decided to model the filmmakers' portfolios as well. So I noticed that a lot of these filmmakers had portfolios that were very simple, that focused primarily on their work and that used big, attractive images for each piece. So rather than putting a bunch of text on their website talking about how amazing they are and this and that, they let their work speak for itself. And this is just one DP. His name is Khalid Motaseb, and his work is amazing. And I didn't actually even know who he was, back when I was building my portfolio. So I wasn't really even cognizant of what I was doing, but I think I just subconsciously noticed that everyone was doing it like this. And so what did I do? Boom, you guessed it. I modeled the formula and I did something similar. And notice I didn't completely copy. I just modeled what's working, right? Who does this work for? Okay, this works for any type of filmmaking. And it works if you want to be a freelance videographer, if you want to be a commercial DP or director, or start a production company. No matter how you want to run your business, you can use this system in order to build your business. And this is where you get to be creative. You get to tell your own stories, create your own visuals. And remember, don't copy. For example, in real estate, like, don't make real estate videos like everyone else. You know what I'm talking about? Like the camera on the glide cam flying through the rooms. Okay, everyone's seen that before. Okay, and if you do that, you're going to get paid like everyone else. Take this cinematic story video style, adapt it to real estate, and boom, suddenly your work becomes so much more valuable. Okay, so there you go. Now you know how to ethically steal $1 million video ideas from other filmmakers and use them in your videos for free. Okay, so now some of you might be thinking, that's all great, Eric, but I'm not as good as those filmmakers, or I don't have as much experience, or I don't have access to the same amazing cameras and gear that they do. How many of you guys are thinking that right now? So secret number 2 is how to create high-value cinematic videos even if you don't have much experience or a good camera or even a camera at all. So when I wanted to create my filmmaking business, I had the same questions. Internally, I was thinking, I don't know if I'm good enough to do this. I don't know about you guys, but when I first started, I wasn't trying to make $1 million or even 6 figures. I just wanted to make a living doing what I loved, making videos. But what I was doing clearly wasn't working. So I found out who the filmmakers are who are making the most money at it, and I started modeling what they were doing. In a very short time, I was successful too. So how can you model successful videos from experienced filmmakers when you don't have much experience yourself? Well, first, I think it's important for you guys to understand how hard this used to be. Okay, 10 to 20 years ago, this is what you had to do to get started in the film industry. One, you had to learn filmmaking on your own, by the way. And usually by trial and error, and inevitably get stuck multiple times. There weren't web classes like this. There weren't YouTube videos. There weren't all this, like, there's so much information out there now that's helping you to learn filmmaking. Okay, you didn't have that. 2, you had to get your foot in the door with somebody who had big contacts. It's all who you know, right? And that's still a thing today. But like back then, like, if you didn't know people, you could never make it. And today you can kind of circumvent that. 3, you had to work for free or for cheap as a janitor or craft services or an AC or some other, like, lower tier job on set for a long time until somebody finally noticed you. And 4, you had to slowly work your way up the Hollywood ladder, spending maybe 20 to 30 years of your life trying to get known, but let's be honest, most likely never making it. Now things are totally different. Now the training needed to make impactful cinematic videos is more available than ever. It's everywhere. There's so much information out there. Number 2, you don't need big crews, fancy gear, and big sets, and you can do most of this stuff as a single shooter. Now the tools needed to create high-end cinematic work are in the hands of every filmmaker. Okay. Now the internet makes it possible to get your work out to an unlimited amount of people, so you don't have to get your foot in the door in the industry or work your way up the ladder. And now you control your success. The point I'm trying to get across here is that you guys probably don't even realize how amazing the camera you already own is. And if you really internalize that, you'll be amazed at how far you can push it if you have the right training. Okay. So you can actually do this if you don't have much experience and if you don't even own a camera. And right now I'm going to prove it to you. Okay. A couple of years ago, I met a girl named Elizabeth. And when I met her, she only had a few months of experience shooting videos. So these frames that you're seeing right here are from her videos. She had some experience producing and acting in the past, but she wanted to start directing and shooting her own stuff. And so she was doing these workout videos and some stuff for life coaches and event videos, but she was really struggling to make her work look cinematic. And she definitely wasn't getting the high-paying clients that she wanted. She was only getting these low-paying clients for her work. And so I came in, I actually started teaching her this process that I'm sharing with you guys today. And together we started working on a new cinematic story video for her portfolio, just something to shake things up, to change her portfolio, to create a new style of work for her to get clients from. Something totally different from what she'd done before. Again, modeling the successful videos like we talked about. And so I helped her through the pre-production. I actually went out to New York City to shoot with her. Then I helped her with editing, all the post-production with this new video. And you guys are going to see a drastic difference in her work. Now, I want to point out real quick that she did all of the work. I only taught her my process. I was there to help, but she produced, directed, shot, and edited the entire project by herself, a one-man band. Okay. Now I want to show you this video, and I'm going to go ahead and post it in the chat here. I'm going to post a link so you guys can go over to Vimeo and watch the video. And do me a favor, go over and watch it. It's about 1.5 minutes long. I'm just going to be quiet for 1.5 minutes so you guys can watch the video. And then when you're done watching it, come back and type done in the chat, or let me know what you think of the video so that I know that you guys are all back and I can continue the presentation. Okay? Okay, looks like everybody's coming back. So pretty amazing, right? I mean, what do you guys think? Wasn't that an incredible video? And you guys, just so you know, like this is an almost zero budget video. She literally just paid me to come and help her out with it, and she paid, I think, $50 to rent a haze machine for one scene. We didn't use any lights. Everything was done with natural light. We found good free locations. The talent was a friend of hers and just wanted to help out. Pretty awesome, right? How would you guys like to be able to make a cinematic story video like this for your portfolio? Would that be awesome? And if Elizabeth could do it with very little experience and not even owning a camera, like less experience than probably all of you guys, and didn't even own a camera, do you think you could? Now, what's even crazier about this, and crazier than just how incredible the video is actually what happened after. Remember, just like I started getting crazy attention for my work after I did my first cinematic story video, well, Elizabeth actually, through a friend of a friend or something like that, she ended up getting in touch with Bose, and with the lady at Bose who actually is in charge of hiring out people to shoot videos like this. Crazy, right? How many of you guys would love to be able to get a contact like that? Okay. And Elizabeth is now in touch with that person. Also, just a few months after she did this, she also ended up getting in touch with the director of the Wine Council of Saint-Emilion, France, which is one of the most prestigious wine regions in the world. And he saw the video and said, we want to do something just like that. And through a process of her bidding against a couple other really big agencies, this guy actually came back and hired her for a $34,000 project shooting in France. Pretty cool, right? The awesome thing is the guy actually came back and he told her on the phone that when he was meeting with all the board of directors about who to go with, he showed them this Bose video, and that was how they were convinced that she was the one. Pretty amazing. And that's what happens when you get it right. I mean, think about it, guys. How incredible is it that she went from making literally like a few $100 for a job, maybe 1,000 or two maximum for her work, to suddenly getting a $34,000 job all because of this one video? Would it be worth it to you guys to put the time and effort and investment into creating a video like this? to get those kind of results? Yeah. And the funny thing is that she actually made double the most that I've ever charged for a single video. Okay. Like she surpassed me, which is making me realize just how crazy powerful this is. And it's not hard. You just need someone to show you how to do it. Right. Okay. So now I'm sure a lot of you guys are like, well, how do I get started doing a video like this? Well, here's a few things that I think you need to understand in order to do it. Apply your skills in a different way. Number one, find a good mentor. Okay. Elizabeth had an advantage that, let's be honest, most people don't have, in that I was there to kind of guide her through this whole process. And most people don't get that, right? So if you're trying this on your own, you can do it, but obviously it's going to be more difficult. Like you have to learn cinematography. There's a certain level of knowledge you need to gain on how to create videos like this. So that's going to take time and effort, just to be realistic with you. But you can shortcut that process by hiring a mentor, because then that person can stop you from making the same mistakes they made and then help you to get there much faster. Number two, focus your learning on studying and modeling successful filmmakers. Okay, this is what we're talking about on this webinar, but focus everything on learning and studying and modeling successful filmmakers. Okay, stop listening to other people. Focus on modeling success. Okay. Number three, learn to work with the camera gear you already own. This is a huge one. This is so big. Everybody who wants to get better at videography thinks that they have to go out and buy a new camera. But you don't have the money to do that, and it's not going to help you anyway. All right. So if you're not getting the results that you want with the camera you already have, it's likely not the camera's fault. All right. Learn to work with the camera gear you already own. There's so much more that you can do with it than you probably realize. And then number four, if you want to shoot on a better camera, which is fine. I don't have anything against shooting on expensive cameras. They're really fun. If you want to shoot on a better camera, you can always rent one, and then you can actually bill that to the client, right? So when I did my first cinematic story videos, I rented a Red. And then I used those videos to build my business. And then when my business was making money and I could afford it, I bought a Red. Okay. So if you really understand these four things, then you know that there are ways that you can make amazing, incredible images, even if you don't have much experience or even if you don't own a camera. So there you go. How to create high value cinematic videos, even if you don't have much experience or a good camera. Now you might be thinking at this point, okay, I understand how this process works and I know I can do it, but how do you use this process to get high paying clients? So let's go into secret number three, how to get the high paying clients in your area to hire you instead of your competitors. All right, so a couple of years ago, or a few years ago, I did a music video for an artist, and here's a frame from it. I think I charged like $1,000 for it. And I thought it was pretty unique. I came up with this idea of having her singing with like this projector projecting abstract images on her. So I was kind of like overlaid over top of her moving around as she was singing. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But overall, the video was just, it was a cover song that she was singing for a YouTube video, trying to build her YouTube presence. And basically I just got a bunch of different angles of her singing with different outfits and stuff. And that was it. Like there wasn't story or anything. It was just like, you know, a standard video project. Okay. And so everything went well. We did the project. Everything was good. They were happy with it. And then a few months later, I actually saw on Facebook that she was shooting another music video, but that she had hired somebody else to do it. And I was like, what did I do wrong? Have you guys ever been in a situation like that where you worked with a client and then suddenly they went and hired somebody else and you're like, you have no idea what you did wrong? And usually you don't ever find out. Isn't that frustrating? So I found out later that the guy who was doing it was actually a friend of mine. And I found out later that he had offered to do it for free. How many of you guys have had somebody else steal your client just because they were willing to do the job for cheaper or for free? It's so frustrating. Okay. And so what happens? Like, why does that happen? Why does that happen? Because it happens so much. Why? Well, here's the thing. When you're producing the same videos as everyone else, you're always competing with free. The problem was I was creating standard videos really just like everybody else. And when you do that, you're always competing with free. Like there's always someone out there that's willing to do the same work for free. Either they don't have much experience or they need to work in their portfolio or they're doing a favor for a friend or whatever it is. And that's fine. Like there's nothing wrong with people doing that. Like how many of us did that when we were starting out, doing work for free to gain experience to build a portfolio? Maybe some of you still are. So those people are always going to be out there and there's nothing wrong with that. But how do you stop competing with free and eliminate that competition? Well, number one, different gets paid. Okay. The key to getting high paying clients is to be unique. When I was learning filmmaking, everyone always told me if you want to get recognized, you have to do something different, something unique from everyone else. And I always kind of took that as having to create like weird videos. You know what I mean? Like I had to develop a style that was so niche and so weird that like nobody else was doing. And I was like, I don't know if clients are going to pay for that, or this is going to be really hard to find clients that want that very specific weird thing, you know? But that actually wasn't true. I realized that I didn't have to do something completely different from what anybody else was doing. All I had to do is I just had to model the few people who are successful at this instead of following the masses. So I stopped doing the same typical standard videography that everyone else is doing. I started creating cinematic story videos, and suddenly my business grew. The music video, for example, I thought that that music video was unique because I came up with a creative idea for it. But when it came down to it, it was still just a standard typical video of a girl singing from a few different angles, right? It wasn't cinematic and it didn't tell a story. Number two, your portfolio, which is absolutely huge. So this one time I was talking to an incredible filmmaker, a friend of mine who's just phenomenal and has just done amazing things and doing like huge commercial projects nowadays. I was talking to him about his work, and somebody that I look up to a lot. And in his portfolio, he had 9 videos that he had been the DP for. And I asked him, I said, how many of these videos did you get paid for? And you know what his response was? He said one video, which means that the other 8 were passion projects that he did on his own dime. Now, how many of you guys, passion projects, okay? How many of you guys, your portfolio right now is a collection of your past work that you've done for clients? How many of you guys like go to your portfolio right now and there's just basically just a catalog of videos that you have done for clients in the past? Okay, a lot of people do this way. And if that's the way you're doing it, I hate to break it to you, but you're doing it wrong. Okay, your portfolio should not be a collection of your past work, because what happens is the type of work in your portfolio is the type of work that you will attract to your business. So unless your past work is the exact kind of work that you want to be doing forever, which I'm guessing for most of you, it's not. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on this webinar. You should be designing your portfolio specifically to attract the high-paying clients that you want. So you should actually be going out and creating work, creating cinematic story videos for your portfolio to create an environment that will attract the type of clients that you want hiring you in the future, okay? And you do this by creating passion projects. This is what the high-end commercial filmmakers will do. Let's say Nike is their target, okay? They want to do some work for Nike. So they'll go out and they'll create a passion project that looks just like a Nike video, and they put that in their portfolio to attract similar clients to their business, okay? And it works. Now, what happens when you do this? Well, one, you eliminate your competition. All right, I've got a buddy who's a really good friend of mine, a business partner, and he's not a filmmaker, but he does other business things. And I asked him once, I said, how many videographers do you know? How many friends do you know, or do you have, or people that you know that are videographers? Tom says he lost his audio, so somebody just like let him know to refresh the page, and it should be working. How many videographers do you know? And he said, probably like 10. And I said, if you were going to hire a videographer, which one of those would you hire? And he says, probably the one who gives me the best deal, right? How many of you guys have dealt with clients like that? The people that just want the best deal, okay? That's a normal thing. It's not weird for him to think that way. And so I asked him, I said, how many filmmakers do you know that create cinematic story videos? And he said, 1. And I said, who? He said, you, right? And so if you were to hire somebody to create that, who would you hire? He says, you, obviously, okay? By creating cinematic story videos and not making just standard video content like everybody else, suddenly you're not a commodity anymore. You separate yourself from the competition, and now you're not competing with everybody else anymore. There's a saying, I don't know if you guys have heard this, that says there's the least competition at the top, okay? So that's kind of how this goes, right? Number 2, clients will actually increase their budgets to work with you. A good example of this is the luxury hotel property that I told you about that I worked for. I did a free video for them. Okay, they had a very small budget, but I spent all of their budget on production. I did this free video for them. And then once they saw the value of the videos and the products that I was providing to them, they actually came back and hired me for a bunch more videos and now paid me over $70,000 for video work, which is just insane to me even. Okay. And number 3, your clients hire you again and again. They'll actually stay loyal to you. Your clients won't go somewhere else because there's nowhere else to go. I had a client that reached out to me once, and I'd done like a cinematic story video for them once, and they came back and they said, "Hey, we want to do a talking head video, and I know that's not the type of video that you do, but like we don't want anybody else to do it. So is there any way we could persuade you to shoot this video for us?" And I ended up taking the job anyway. Even though I don't typically do jobs like that, they're a client that I wanted to keep a relationship with. I charged $10,000 for the video, and we shot a simple talking head video. Okay, that's the power of these cinematic story videos. Your clients will increase their budget and they'll hire you again and again and again because they just want to work with you. Okay, so secret number 3, there you go. How to get the high-paying clients in your area to hire you instead of your competitors. Is this all making sense to you guys? Is this exciting? Here's a quick recap. Okay, let's recap this entire strategy for you guys. First, number 1, you need to model what works. Model the filmmakers who are getting the $1 million jobs, right? Second, you need to go out and create those videos. And it doesn't matter if you're shooting on cheaper gear, okay? We're not talking about higher quality videos. We're not talking about shooting 4K, whatever. We're talking about creating the right type of video that clients will pay big bucks for. And lastly, number 3, you're going to put those videos in your portfolio and create a portfolio designed to attract high-paying clients to your business. So you're not competing with the masses anymore, and you can get big gigs. Sweet, awesome. Chris says this is great. Manuel, yeah, makes sense. Okay, so now that we've covered that, let me ask you guys a question. We've only had about an hour here, and I really wanted to make sure I got the core concepts out to you guys, but the reality is there's still a lot more to this that I can teach you, and so I wanted to put together something special for you guys, for any of you guys that want help implementing this strategy into your business. So I wanted to ask you real quick, is it okay if I take 10 or 15 minutes right now and just share with you this special package that I've put together for you guys? Are you guys okay with that? If that's okay, let me know down in the chat. And if that's okay, then I'll continue with it, okay? All right, awesome. Let's do it. Okay, so I've put together this package for you guys. We're talking about what you're going to get. So basically, I've put together a package for any of you guys that want help getting started with this. It's going to help you to get everything that you need to get started with this process. And like I said, this is something you can go out and do on your own with the stuff that I've showed you today. But like if you want to do it fast, and if you want the help like Elizabeth had in order to walk you through the process, I'm going to give you a special package here that's going to help you with that. Okay, so here's what you're going to get when you invest in this package today. The first thing that you're going to get is free lifetime access to Cinema Mastery. If you guys don't know what Cinema Mastery is, basically a few years ago, I got really frustrated at how everyone was teaching just basic video skills on YouTube and stuff. And I felt like nobody out there was teaching filmmakers real cinematography and definitely weren't teaching anybody this process. And so I actually took 10 beginner filmmakers. I worked with them live, and I taught them everything that I know about creating cinematic images and recorded that information and put it in this course for you guys. So inside, there's over 15 hours of content, and we'll teach you everything that you need to shoot high-value cinematic videos and to grow your business as a filmmaker. How many of you guys would love to get access to this for life? Yes. All right, so here's what our lifetime members get. So you get the 15 hours of content. So no matter whether you're a beginner at this or you've already got a business, you're going to learn exactly what camera you should be using, how to set it up to get cinematic shots, how to compose your images, where to set up your lights to tell your stories, how to edit and get high production value, even if you don't have expensive gear, and how to run your business with high-paying clients. And all of this is pre-recorded content. So as soon as you sign up, you'll be able to jump in. You can take it at your own pace. So let's say maybe you're mostly interested in the lighting section. You can go straight to the lighting section. Or if you're more wanting to learn business, you can go straight there. I personally recommend going through it from beginning to end. But if you want to pick and choose, you can do that as well. Okay? In addition, you're also going to get access to the over-the-shoulder video series. Now, what these are behind-the-scenes videos of just about every shoot that I do for my clients. So you guys can see exactly how I work, so you can easily replicate the process on your own shoots. I actually get a lot of people asking if they can come and work on set with me. Like I get emails from people that are like, I will fly out to you if I can just come and be on set with you. And I love the drive, and I would love to entertain those and like have everybody out to come be on set with me because I think it's such a valuable learning tool. But the problem is, like, if I'm working with a client on set, I can't just have a ton of people like there just to learn, Logistically, it just doesn't work. So what I do is I actually hire a videographer and I pay them a lot of money to come out and shoot behind the scenes videos for me so that I can make these videos for you, and they're super valuable learning. So you get to see a super valuable learning tool. Then you get to see how it all works on set without actually like being there in person. Okay, makes sense? You're also going to get what I call the Video Entrepreneur Toolkit, which basically gives you all the documents, contracts, call sheets, and templates that you need in order to run a business as a filmmaker. And then another little perk is that we give you huge discounts on a few popular products. These are discounts that are only for Cinema Master members, so you can't get these anywhere else. But we've partnered with a few amazing brands, and like we're always working for on adding more and working with more brands. Okay, so what our lifetime members get: you get the 15 hours of training content, you get the over-the-shoulder video series, the Video Entrepreneur Toolkit, and then huge discounts on popular products. And that's a $1,997 value. Now, it's $1,997 value, and I normally sell Cinema Mastery on my website for $1,000, but you guys are going to get free lifetime access to this. Cool? Okay, the first thing you're going to get is the 8-week Cinema Mastery Masterclass, and that is a total value of $1,997. Now, I know a lot of you guys might be thinking right now, where do I go to get ideas for videos? Okay, we talked about how important it is to be surrounding yourself with the right type of work and then stealing, right, in quotes, from those videos so that you can model people that are successful. So with this package, you're going to get this awesome, awesome thing called the Video Inspiration Launchpad. Now, this is a huge catalog of videos that I've personally spent hours curating and putting together for you guys so that you can start getting inspired to create really high quality videos now. I remember when I was getting started, I didn't know where to go to find high quality references for my work. I knew that I had to, I knew that I was supposed to, but there wasn't just one place to find them. Like I knew the work was out there. I knew that I needed to be finding high quality references and getting ideas from them, but I didn't know where to go because they were all just like scattered all over the internet, right? So now over the last 4 or 5 years that I've been doing this, I've actually been creating this catalog for myself. And so every time I found a video that was inspiring to me, I was actually storing it in this catalog so that I had a file that I could pull from whenever I needed ideas for a video. And now for the first time ever with this program, I'm actually making this privately available to you guys. So I've put together this catalog. There's over 100 videos in here, and these videos are all from top filmmakers doing extremely high paying projects. So you guys can look at them, you can look through them, find what's inspiring to you, model what they're doing, and then create your own high value videos for your portfolio. Pretty cool, right? Chris, this is a rad feature. Yeah, totally. Awesome. Okay, that's a $497 value. Okay, so again, what you're getting the 8-week Cinema Mastery Masterclass, and you're getting the Video Inspiration Launchpad. Total value so far is $2,494. Now, I know we talked a lot about creating cinematic story videos and putting them in your portfolio, right? How many of you guys, when I talk about creating videos like that, it kind of makes you a little bit anxious? All right, a little bit nervous. Like some of you might be worried that like you don't know how to shoot one of those videos. Like it's a process that you have to go through, right? And that's totally fine. I totally understand that fear. Or maybe you're scared that like if you try to shoot one, it'll come out looking bad and it won't work. Because if it doesn't look legit, like a real video for that company, it's not actually going to work and give you the results that you want, right? So for you guys, I've got this new product that is absolutely revolutionizing this part of the filmmaking industry, and it's called the Perfect Passion Project Blueprint. What this is a little mini course that you guys are going to be able to go through that is going to teach you step-by-step how to create the perfect passion project. And what the Perfect Passion Project is a passion project that is two things. One, easy to implement. So if you don't have a lot of experience, you don't have amazing camera gear, you can still do it. But then also, number two, has a big impact and looks like a legitimate high-end video. Okay, both those things are really important. Okay, you guys remember Elizabeth, right? Well, this is the process that I took her through, starting with no experience, not even owning a camera, to creating her amazing Bose video that got her so many big contacts. Okay, I took her through that process and I was thinking, I bet other filmmakers would probably like to be able to follow that same process too, right? So I documented the entire process inside of this course. With the blueprint inside of this, you get videos explaining the entire process step by step. You get worksheets, checklists, everything you need to make amazing high value work for your portfolio. And I don't care if you're new to this or if you don't even have a camera, I'm making it so dead simple that anyone, whether you're brand new to this and you're like Manuel and your camera makes you nervous or you already have experience, you're going to be able to make these videos and start transforming your portfolio fast. Okay, and that's a $1,997 value for you guys. Here's a quick quote from Elizabeth, actually. She said, I was brand new when I started Cinema Mastery. I barely knew how to shoot and I didn't know anything about lighting. This year, I actually built a business, defined my niche, started creating TV quality videos from which I am now getting even more business. Eric really teaches you how to charge what you're worth and not to settle. He's always there when you need him, and the community is priceless. I've made friends in my area and even worked with a few of them on jobs. I also made my investment back within the first month. So yeah, it's totally worth it. Okay, so recap what you're going to get. The 8-week Cinema Mastery Masterclass. You're going to get the Video Inspiration Launchpad and the Perfect Passion Project Blueprint. That's $4,491 worth of stuff. Okay, now what else do you need? You got all the training you need in cinematography and business. You got the Video Inspiration Launchpad so you can get $1 million video ideas. You have the step-by-step process for creating high-value videos in your portfolio. So what else? How many of you guys are afraid of charging high prices for your work? Like when you get into a meeting with a client and they're like, so what is this going to cost? And you kind of freeze up and you're like, I don't know. And you just kind of make up a number and hope the client accepts it. Have you guys been there before? Okay, well, not anymore. With this package, you're going to get this awesome little thing called the What Should I Charge calculator. Okay, it's really simple. It's a little piece of software that will ask you all the questions, have you fill out all the information about the project, what your experience level is, who your client is, everything, and it'll spit out exactly what you should charge for the project using the same pricing model that all of the most successful filmmakers in the world use. Okay, so now when a client asks you how much you charge, you don't have to get scared anymore. You just say, awesome, let me put together a quote for you. You fill out all the information and bam, you have an exact price you can give to the client. And the best part is this, make sure that you're charging a proper amount for your skill level and you're not doing cheap or free work anymore. So every part of the process gets paid for, and this is absolutely going to change your life. All right, that's $597 value. Okay, so you're getting the 8-week Cinema Master Masterclass, you're getting the Video Inspiration Launchpad, the Perfect Passion Project Blueprint, and the What Should I Charge calculator for total value of $5,088. Now you might be thinking, this is all great and everything, Eric. I love this. I can go in and start learning this stuff right away. Awesome, I'm excited. But after I learn all this stuff and I try it, what happens if I get stuck? What if there's something that I don't really understand perfectly or I don't know how to do it? Okay, I get that. I understand. So that's why I'm including in this package access to this really cool thing called the CMers community. All right. So when you invest today, you'll get access to join this exclusive Facebook group that is only for Cinema Masters. And you guys, this is not just your typical average Facebook group. I might be biased, of course, but I think it's one of the coolest communities on Facebook. Everybody's super nice and willing to help each other out. You can post questions you have, you can share your work, you can get feedback on it, everything so that you can get unstuck as fast as possible. And plus, inside the group, every month we do these awesome things called action sessions. And what these are is a 1-hour live video chat where I actually get on the group call live with you guys. And I'll do a 10 or 15 minute training on whatever you guys are struggling with the most. And then the rest of the hour will be Q&A. So this way you can get your questions answered. You get to know me and other members of the group, and you get to continue your learning. So it's not like other courses where you just download a bunch of videos, watch them, and then that's it. Okay, you actually get continued training over time during and after the course so you can continue to grow with it. My biggest emphasis, so you guys know, in this package is getting you actual real results in your business. Otherwise, I think I've failed. Okay, so this is to help you make things happen and at your own pace. So if you want to fly through it fast, you can, or if you're busy with other stuff and you need to take it slower, that's totally fine too. Okay, so you're getting the CMers community and the action sessions, and that's a $2,497 value. All right, recap. You're going to get the 8-week Cinema Mastery Masterclass. You're going to get the Video Inspiration Launchpad, the Perfect Passion Project Blueprint, the What Should I Charge calculator, and the CMers community plus the action sessions. All of this stuff together is valued at $7,585. Okay, now obviously I'm not going to charge you guys $7,585 for this, but I wanted to ask you, if I did charge that much and all this did was get you one high value video to show to potential clients to get business, would that be worth it? If all this did was help you get your first $10,000 client, and if you can do it once, you can do it over and over again, would that be worth it? And if all this did was finally elevate your business to a level where you get paid good money to make beautiful videos for clients who treat you well, would that be worth it? Because I've personally gotten all of these results from following this system. And I'm not the only one. Here's what some of our members have said about Cinema Mastery. Steven says, the principles in this class just helped me nail down a $7,500 contract with a Chinese company, which I'm really excited about. Chanel says, I started learning cinematography with this course spring of 2017. Get this. And I landed my first ever client and project in the fall of 2017 that was $15,000. Okay. Literally, she started spring of 2017 and 6 months later got her first $15,000 client. All right. And this is not abnormal. Christoph says, dude, your classes helped me go from not knowing a thing about the triad to owning my own successful video production company in literally 4.5 months. I can't believe how fast this is already going simply because I utilized your system. Pretty cool, right? All right, so when putting this together, I had two choices. The first option was to go as cheap as possible and try and sell as many as possible, right? I could just make this really cheap and get tons of people to buy it and it would be awesome and everybody would have a party, okay? But it doesn't give me the chance to help you to really get results, right? And so I decided to go with the second option, which, yes, requires a little higher investment from you guys. But in exchange, because I'm working with less people, I can put way more of my time and energy into helping you to be successful. Okay, so you guys can see why this would be a good deal at $6,000. In the past, I've actually sold similar packages for $15.99. And side note, I had people at that price point telling me that they would have paid 3 times as much and it still would have been worth it. But today I've got a special offer for you guys, of course, for being here on the webinar. And you guys are going to be able to get started now for just one payment of $697. Or if it's easier for you, we do have a 3 monthly payment option of just $269 per month. Now, I want to put that number in perspective. If you were to go to cinemamastery.com right now, and oh, sorry, one sec. If you were to go to cinemamastery.com right now and sign up, it would cost you $997 to get access to Cinema Mastery. And you guys are going to get the entire 8-week masterclass totally free with your investment today. Other people are paying almost $1,000 for this, but you're going to get it for free plus all of the other bonuses with it. Okay? So now you have two choices. One, the first option is you can do nothing. We covered a lot of really cool stuff today. You can decide to do nothing and don't take action right now, even though it's 100% risk fee, which is why I recommend going with the second option and just pony up this small investment today, which, guys, is only $134 right now, and just give it a shot. Because I have this little philosophy in my business that if this doesn't help you, then I don't deserve your money. Do you guys agree with that? Because my mission, like I said, is to truly, really help you get results in your cinematography and your business. And if I can't help you with that, then I shouldn't be able to make money from it. Other people might try to sell you a cheap product and make money off of it. I don't believe in that. So because of that, I'm going to give you a 30-day money-back guarantee with the course. And this is real, okay? So if you don't like the program for any reason after you sign up, you just let me know and I'll give you a full refund, even if it's 29 days, 23 hours, and 59 seconds from now. Okay, so basically you go today, you go inside the training, check out all the modules, start learning the process, do whatever you want. You can do that for a full month. Just go in there, check out everything, test it out. Don't take my word for it. And at the end of the month, that's when you can make your decision and decide if it's worth it for you or not. And if for any reason you feel like this program isn't helpful or it's too basic for you or it isn't a good fit for you, whatever your reason is, just let me know and I will refund you 100%. And I stand by that promise. I don't make you go through crazy forms or anything. You literally just send me an email and I'll take care of it right away. Okay? But don't try and make that decision today. The only decision you have to make right now is to get started and to try it out. And then in a month from now, decide, was this worth it? And if not, let me know. But if it is, and it will be, then you're going to love it and you won't regret it. Okay? Sound like a deal? Okay, so quick recap for you guys, what you're going to get. You're going to get the 8-week Cinema Mastery Masterclass. You're going to get the Video Inspiration Launchpad. You're going to get the Perfect Passion Project Blueprint, the What Should I Charge Calculator, and the CMers Community Plus Action Sessions. Everything you need to be successful with this system and start seeing things happen in your business, which is a total value of $7,585. And all you have to do is go to cinemamastery.com/start or click on the button that's popped up and you can go ahead and get started right now. When you do that, it's going to take you over to this order form page. It's really simple. Over here on the left, there's all the information I just gave you. And then on the right, you just fill out your name, your email, your credit card number, and click Start Cinema Mastery now. You also choose the plan, whether you want to do the monthly or the upfront payment, okay? And then when you do that, you'll get an email immediately that will give you a link to create your account on our membership site. And then inside the membership site, you have access to all of the content and information in the course. Okay, sound cool, guys? All right, so what we're going to do now, here it is. You're going to be able to get access to all of that stuff. Again, total value is $7,585. Right now, you guys get it for just $6.97, or if it's easier for you, you can sign up for the 6 monthly payment option, which is just $134 a month. Okay. So now what I want to do is I'm going to spend some time taking questions. I'm going to go ahead and start this timer up here at the top. If you guys have questions about the course or the program, feel free to post those in the chat, and I'll try to answer those first to help you guys out as you're going over there and you're getting started with the program. And if you have issues with the order form or whatever, you can feel free to let me know. And then if you guys have any questions about cinematography or business in general, and you want to just chat, we've got 10 minutes here where we can just kind of have fun and talk and just interact here. So feel free to post those in the chat, and I'll just watch for them. I got to drink some water. My throat is just burning from talking so much. Some of you guys might be wondering, can I sign up for this later? Right? Is this going to be an option later? And you know, like, yes, you will have a couple days. Just so you guys know, like, I'll be totally transparent with you. You'll have a couple days to sign up for this because I'll send out some emails and reminders and stuff for you to get that. But the thing is, like, the offer is available right now for now and for the next couple of days. And if you guys want to sign up, like, if you're interested in this is something that you want to do, like, don't put it off until later. Okay. So many people get stuck and, like, never reach their goals and their dreams, like, do what they want to do because they put things off because they don't make the investment when the opportunities present themselves. And so the offer is available right now for $6.97. Yes, and you'll have a couple days to sign up, and then the cart's going to close down, and then you won't be able to get it again. Now, if I'm being totally honest with you, like, yes, I'm going to offer Cinema Mastery again in the future, but I can't guarantee that the price will be the same. And to be totally transparent with you, I have been thinking about raising the price, and I'm going to be going back up to $9.97. So if you guys are interested in this, you want to do it, like, this is me just kind of like under the table right now telling you you should get in right now while the price is as low as it is. There's a lot of stuff that you're getting. Again, it's over $7,000 worth of stuff that you're going to get with this program. And it's been extremely successful for a lot of people. So I hope you guys are able to jump in. We've got Greg signed up. So congratulations. Welcome to the program, Greg. We got a couple questions here. While you guys are getting signed up, I'm going to answer them. Chris, what would you say is the main definition of cinematic? That's a great question. So cinematic to me means cinematic is basically a word that means that it's movie-like, right? When we talk about something being cinematic, it's like the movies. And so to me, cinematic is the idea of taking that look, that style that we instantly recognize as being movie-like and applying that to your work. It comes from a lot of things, you know, the frame rate used on your camera, the aspect ratios you use, the depth of field, the types of lenses and cameras you use, like all of those things contribute. I kind of look at it as puzzle pieces, like all these puzzle pieces kind of come together to create a cinematic look. And that cinematic look is a look that anybody will look at your work and be like, wow, that looks like a movie, right? That's cinematic. Okay. And when you can do that, it's impressive to people. It gets attention. Have you guys ever been like scrolling through Facebook? If you're scrolling through your Facebook feed, there's a lot of video content on Facebook, right? Most of it's not very good, at least in a cinematic sense, right? It's all just like cheap video content. And so you go through all that stuff, but then like sometimes maybe like a movie trailer will pop up on your newsfeed. You guys ever had that experience? And it just sucks you in immediately. Like you're scrolling and then you stop and you're like, whoa, because that look just grabs your attention. It's just like amazing, right? So that to me is the cinematic look. And I want to help you guys to give your work that look so that when people see it, it sucks them in and they go, whoa, that's amazing. And I promise you, the type of response that you will get to your work is just completely different than what you've had before. It's amazing. Manuel, can I get cinema quality from my iPhone or iPad? So I am known to be a major proponent for shooting on iPhones. iPads, I don't know, at least the iPads in the past have really struggled with creating a quality video, but the iPhones, especially nowadays, are shooting like amazing stuff. Now, it's not the same as shooting on a real camera, like a DSLR or especially a cinema camera. Like anybody who tells you that an iPhone looks the same as a Red, like they're stupid. Just don't listen to that. Okay. And I've seen these YouTube videos out there. The people that are like, look, I can get the same image on my iPhone as my Red. It's not the same thing. Okay. If you know how to destroy your Red footage to look like an iPhone, then you can make them look the same. Okay. But really, like, it's not the same thing. However, if it's what you have and you don't have anything better than that, then absolutely, by all means, go out there and start creating with it, because it's so much more important for you to get out there and start creating and learning and applying these concepts and techniques to your work than it is for you to buy a more expensive camera. Okay. And you'll be amazed the kind of quality that you can get out of an iPhone. If you guys haven't been to my YouTube channel, you can go to youtube.com/Eric Thane. I've got a few videos on there that I've shot on iPhones, just to like give you an idea of what you can do with those cameras if you really push them and you understand lighting and cinematography. Okay. Greg, I did put it off last time you offered this months ago. I'm glad I got it this time. Awesome. I'm excited to work with you too. What other questions do you guys have? We got about 3 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. Once again, you guys jump in right now. Again, just $697. Really, like if it's a matter of like you're worried about spending the money right now, it's $134 right now, and you don't have to make a payment again until 30 days from now. So you have an entire month, like I said, to try it out. Like, I'm being very generous with you in order to like give you the chance to be able to try this out. Like, you don't have to make another payment for a month, but I'm also giving you a 30-day money back guarantee. So that means that you can go in, you can pay $134 right now, basically a sixth or a seventh of the cost, in order to try the whole thing out with absolutely no commitment. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like, I think that's a pretty good deal, right? And so jump in there, go check it out. Like, I am so confident that this course is, you're going to love this. There's so much information in there and so much opportunity for you to grow and improve the quality of your work, just like so many other people have. We've had over 400 people go through the course. And I'm so confident that I'm willing to do stuff like that. I know other people do like 14-day guarantees, or they will not do a monthly payment program. Like, I do this stuff because I want you guys to experience it. And I know you're going to be amazed. Okay. Manuel, yeah, I had an Ursa Mini Pro with my old partner, but that business dealing fell apart. I know they're not the same. Yeah, totally. Yeah, so they're not the same, but like, I am all for people who, like, if you don't have a better camera, just go out and make it happen. Like, it's so much more important to just get out there and create with whatever you have. Like we talked about earlier, there's so much more that you can do with the gear that you have than you probably realize. And I see that across the board, is that all these filmmakers and videographers like just want to buy like expensive cameras. And I don't blame you. Like, the camera companies are shoving that down your throat in a way. With new cameras every single year, like, you have to upgrade. You got to get 8K because now 8K is coming out. And it's just. I mean, there's nothing wrong with higher resolutions. There's nothing wrong with more expensive cameras and like good camera systems. Like, I believe in using the best I have access to. But like, for beginner filmmakers, man, it can just get people really screwed up, and it can really mess people up in their mindset in what's important for becoming a cinematographer. And it's about your art. It's about learning your art. It's about doing things like this in order to get better at what you do. That's going to make the difference more so than the camera that you're shooting on. Okay, there's my soapbox. I won't talk about it anymore. I just think it's really important. Okay. All right, we got about a minute left on the clock. You guys, last chance to jump in before we sign off here and get this bundle for just $697. If you guys have any last minute questions, feel free. I'll go ahead and take like 1 or 2 more questions, and then we're going to go ahead and sign off. If not, that's okay. When the clock runs out, we'll just go ahead and be done, and we'll finish it up. But thank you guys for being on the webinar. I hope this was valuable for you. For those of you guys that signed up for the program, the few of you, I'm really looking forward to working with you, and it's going to be awesome. I'm excited for you guys. For those of you guys that didn't, I still hope that you got a lot of value out of the training, and that it was still really great for you and you enjoyed it. Okay. I wanted this to be something where I could deliver a lot of value for the community, but then also make an offer and a package that a lot of you guys would be interested in if you wanted help implementing this. Okay. Chris, thank you for a great webinar. Tom, thanks. Thank you guys for jumping on. We got about 10 seconds left. Doesn't look like there's any other questions coming in. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Again, thanks for coming on, guys. If you have any other questions, feel free to email me, eric@cinemamastery.com, and we can chat there. And then and I will be in touch with you through email as well. Manuel, you're welcome. Greg, you're welcome. Awesome, guys. Thanks for jumping on. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.